guys, it's Beth, and today I have a quick project share for you. I made some Christmas cards using some of this Christmas paper from my All Seasons 3 pad that I am working on using up. And I actually used the Sheetload of Cards card process created by Call Me Crafty Al. She is here on YouTube as Call Me Crafty Al. And she has come up with this like monthly thing where she gives you a card sketch, a supply list, and even the cut list for all that you need to make 12 of these cards. So if after watching this you decide this is something you'd like to try, I will have Call Me Crafty Al's link to her channel in the description box below, as well as in the cards, because this is available to her subscribers only. So if you are interested in this, use the link below and check out her channel, subscribe, and then you will be eligible to get the monthly Sheetload sketches and supply lists. I loved this. It was so easy to make, 12 cards, and I actually did a process video on this. Some of you may have seen it briefly appear on Saturday morning, but I didn't notice until after it had posted that the video that uploaded was teeny tiny. So even though it was full size on my editing software, for some reason it didn't upload correctly. So I pulled it back, worked on editing it a little bit, trying to change the settings so it would upload properly, and I never could get it to upload like normal size. So I could have started over and started from scratch, but I didn't have a whole lot of time this weekend, and by then I was also mentally done and frustrated. So I decided to at least share my finished cards with you this month, and then hopefully next month I can get a process video up for you on how I did my 12 cards. And I, for some reason, have not had good luck with process videos, but I will keep working on it for you guys. So like I said, I loved this, and I think I didn't actually set a timer. I forgot to set a timer, and I was kind of in and out on, like I did it in the course of an evening and was kind of in and out that evening, but I want to say it was probably about an hour and a half total time, so not very long at all. I did have my card bases already pre-cut, so I didn't have to do that, but the rest of the time it was just kind of an assembly line process of cutting all the different pieces that I needed for the card, and then putting them together. So it included the cutting, the stamping of my sentiments, embellishing, and then putting everything together. And like I said, I love this, and I think this would be great for beginning card makers as well as experienced card makers, because for a beginning card maker, she gives you all the dimensions. I mean, she tells you exactly how many pattern papers, how many sheets of cardstock you need, and then she even tells you like what size you need to cut all the different pieces. So she takes all of that thought process, that legwork out for you. So as a beginning card maker, I know that was a question. It's something I struggled with, and it's a question I get a lot on my channel of, like, how do you know what size to cut everything? Especially when you find a sketch online somewhere. Most of them don't have the dimensions for all the different pieces. So this is great, kind of as a beginning card maker, kind of helps you get a feel for things and learn what size to cut. And like I said, she tells you what to cut everything. And as an experienced card maker, I also love this because how many times throughout the year do we need to make a large batch of cards quickly for something? Holidays, especially Christmas, card showers if you're involved in those, thank you cards that you might have to send out for something, if you're making a batch of cards for gifts or as like an item for a charity or church auction, something like that. There are so many times where we have to come up with a batch of cards and we don't always have a whole lot of time. So this process is great for that because, like I said, she does a lot of that upfront prep work for you. All you have to do is figure out what you want to use on the card and then get them made. So like I said, the paper I used came from my All Seasons 3 pad, and I didn't intentionally copy her stripe here, but it was one of the few patterns that I had that kind of worked well together for a card, or for this style of card. And then the sentiments I used came from this Christmas stamp set from Recollections, and I used the Be Merry and Bright sentiment, and then this 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. Then the first set of cards I did, I used these little puffy Santa stickers And I have no idea where they came from. They were in a batch of Christmas crafting supplies that I thrifted at some point. And so I just thought they were really cute, and the colors worked, and the size of most of them worked well on the cards. So I used some of those. I got about 5 of those. And I love the dimension that they give the card. So cute. And then I did 2 using some dimensional wreaths. And these were from Julie's by You. And I don't know if it'll focus, but it just says Hall Wreath. And there were originally 3 of them in the set. And I had, or actually maybe there were only 2. But I used both of those up. So at least I finished off an embellishment. That's nice. But again, I also like the dimension that it gives the cards. Then I did 2 using some cardstock, a cardstock sticker from this DCWV sticker pack. They're kind of like a cardstock thickness. And this doesn't have like a name on it anywhere. But I was hoping to use more, but they at full size were too wide. I didn't think about that when I chose my sentiments over here. And so this one I was able to cut in half, and it still actually makes sense that you could still tell that it was ornaments. So I just cut that in half and then was able to get 2 cards out of that one sticker. And then the last few I had to go back to my stash since some of the other ones I didn't get as many as I'd hoped out of them. But this is a Stickabilities set from the Paper Studio. You can see I got it on clearance for 62 cents. Whoop. And it's the Dear Santa set, and they're like postage stamp size. So they were a little smaller than I wanted to use, but the colors worked really well. Like I think the colors on that one look really cute with my papers. And then I just did 3 of those. So the only other thing I did kind of different that wasn't necessarily on her process sheet was that when you cut down the strips here, like this isn't a full piece of paper on behind, like covering the whole card. It's just 2 1-inch strips. And so originally you take your 12 by 12 sheet of pattern paper, cut it into 12 1-inch strips, and then you cut those 12-inch strips down to 5.5 inches. So after you do that, you're left with like a 1-inch square from the top, or from what was left over. And so being me, trying to use up the scraps, I cut them all into fishtails, and since there were 12, I was able to put 1 of those squares on the inside of each card. So that helped me use up some of the scraps that I had left. I did have other scraps left because I don't know if you can kind of see that not every, there was a little bit left over from each sheet. And so whatever pattern paper I had left, it's going to roll into like my card process for this pad kill, and I will use it up there. But like I said, like I keep repeating, I loved it. I loved this process. It was so simple, so fast, so fun. And I think I'm going to try and incorporate this into my pad projects each month. So each month I'll do at least 1 set of cards using her sketch process here. And if you don't see this until later on, you missed July's sketch, never worry. She's putting out a new sketch each month. I actually missed June, and so was kind of excited to try out July's sketch. And if you are a subscriber of hers, then you'll know when each sketch comes out. She'll let you know each month when the sketch and supply list comes out. So like I said, I will leave her channel link in the description box below. So please check it out. Subscribe if you want to give it a try. If you have already given it a try, and if you've posted it on Instagram or on your YouTube channel, please let me know that in the description box below so I can check out your cards. I'd love to see your cards. And I know that Alicia from Call Me Crafty is doing the same thing. She wants to see everybody's cards, and then she can kind of do like a compilation at the end of the month to show all the different cards that were made using her sketch process. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you will give it a try and check out her channel. Like I said, I fell in love with this, and it's great for any level of card maker. And my daughter is excited to give it a try because one thing she struggles with is what size to cut everything. So I think this is great for her to help her use up some of her stash too, because it tells her exactly what size she needs to make everything and, you know, how many different patterns she needs. So she's excited to give this a try too. So I hope you all will do the same. Thank you so much for your time today. If you haven't already, please subscribe because I still have more ideas on how to use up that paper in your stash. And I hope you guys have a crafty rest of your day.